The film opens in the beautiful and culturally rich city of Varanasi, where tradition and modernity coexist. The protagonist, Ranjan Mishra, Rajkummar Rao, is a humble yet ambitious young man who has spent years working towards securing a stable future. His motivation, his love for Titli Sharma, Wamiqa Gabbi, a charming and strong-willed woman from a respected family in the city. Ranjan and Titli have been in love for several years, but her family has high expectations. To gain their approval, Ranjan has worked tirelessly to secure a government job, seen as a symbol of stability and respectability. Finally, after years of perseverance, he achieves his goal, and the families agree to their marriage. With both families involved, the wedding preparations kick off in full swing. The film beautifully captures the essence of Indian wedding traditions, from mehendi and sangeet to haldi and the grand wedding day. The streets of Varanasi come alive with vibrant decorations, laughter, and a mix of chaos and excitement. Ranjan, overjoyed, can't believe his luck. He's about to marry the love of his life, and everything seems to be going smoothly. His friends and family tease him. His mother worries about rituals, and Titli's father reminds him of his responsibilities. Meanwhile, Titli playfully challenges Ranjan to prove how much he loves her through small tests. The film spends time building relatable family dynamics. The over-enthusiastic uncles, the gossiping aunties, the mischievous cousins, and the supportive best friends, all contributing to the humor and warmth of the film. On the day of the haldi ceremony, just as Ranjan is about to be smeared with turmeric, an unexpected accident occurs. A flower pot mysteriously falls from the terrace and lands near him. Everyone laughs it off as a small mishap, but for some reason, Ranjan feels uneasy. The ceremony continues and the day unfolds as planned. Until the next morning, Ranjan wakes up in his bed, hearing the same morning sounds, the same temple bells, his mother's voice calling him for tea, and the same news broadcast on the radio. At first, he assumes he's just groggy from the previous day's festivities. But as the day progresses, everything happens exactly the same way. The same jokes, the same conversations, the same events leading up to the haldi ceremony. Confused, he wonders if he's having an intense déjà vu. When the flower pot falls at the exact same time, panic sets in. Ranjan tells his best friend, Gulu, Aparshakti Khurana, Diskada Makun Kodich, D, about his bizarre experience. Gulu, ever the joker, assumes Ranjan is just stressed or hallucinating from wedding nerves. When Ranjan wakes up again to the same day, he starts to realize the impossible. He is stuck in a time loop, reliving the same day over and over. What follows is a hilarious and chaotic sequence where Ranjan tries multiple ways to break the loop, ignoring the ritual. He skips the haldi ceremony entirely, hoping this will change the timeline. But somehow, the universe finds a way to bring him back to it. 2. Telling Titli. He confesses everything to Titli, expecting her to believe him, but she laughs it off as pre-wedding jitters. 3. Changing his actions. He tries to create different outcomes, shouting random things, running away from the venue, pouring haldi on himself early. But the next morning, he wakes up back at the start. 4. Seeking spiritual help. He visits temples, astrologers, and even a mystical sadhu, who cryptically tells him that kuch bhool chuk hai, a mistake has been made, and he must seek forgiveness. As the days, or rather the same day, repeat, Ranjan loses his patience. He becomes reckless, knowing that no action has consequences. He pranks his relatives, messes up the wedding planning, and even goes on a wild spree just to see what happens. But no matter what he does, he always wakes up to the same day. As frustration sets in, Ranjan starts paying closer attention to the details around him. He realizes that Titli seems slightly sad every day during the haldi ceremony. Each time she smiles, but there's a hint of hesitation in her eyes. On one of the loops, Ranjan sits down and truly listens to her. He learns that she has doubts and fears about marriage, about whether love will remain the same, about societal expectations, and about whether they are truly meant for each other. This changes everything for Ranjan. He realizes that the loop isn't just about him, it's about both of them. Somewhere along the way, he got so caught up in securing the wedding that he forgot to Focus on the relationship itself. Determined to end the loop, Ranjan does things differently this time. Instead of trying to convince others about the time loop, he focuses on Titili and assures her that no matter what happens, he will always choose her. He rewrites his haldi ceremony, making it personal and meaningful instead of just following rituals blindly. He seeks forgiveness, not just from Titli, but from his own fears, insecurities, and past mistakes. As he kneels before Titli and expresses his undying love and commitment, something magical happens. The flower pot that always falls from the terrace doesn't fall this time. The cycle is broken. Ranjan wakes up the next morning to a new day, the 30th of the month. The haldi ceremony has passed, and the wedding is still on. Overjoyed, he rushes to Titli, who sees a newfound confidence in him. The film ends on a joyous note, with a grand wedding celebration, as Ranjan and Titli embark on a new journey, knowing that love isn't about perfection, but about growing together.